everyone, and welcome back. We're back again. Storm here.
Mom here.
Kimmy here.
We're going to be watching more Arcane today.
Okay.
We're in episode 7 of season 1. Last week's episode was called When These Walls Come Tumbling Down.
Oh, boy.
Episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of makes sense. When these walls come tumbling down.
Mm-hmm.
We had Vi and Powder meet up.
That's right.
That's
and how are they going to, come together and have each other understand in this quick, moving, they're just trying to find out where they've been. Why are they with other people that, you shouldn't be with? And Jinx is very, she's very ticked off that she's with Kate right now, Caitlin.
That's right,
so,
she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she's not very patient and to listen, so I wonder how this is going to fare out.
It actually went better than I thought. I got really scared too because of Kate being there, and
Yes,
again, she had
I
every
agree.
right to be there.
Yes, she did.
But wow, like seeing your sister again, Vi thought she was dead, and being able to reunite with her was so huge for her. But she's now Jinx, and she went through so much on her own, and the last memory of her sister was a bad one.
It sure was. And then she saw Caitlin, too.
Yeah, and she's against the enforcers. I mean, Vi is too, to a certain extent, but then we had the Firelights as well getting into the mix, and we want to know who they are.
Yeah.
Yes. We think
I feel
they're
like
kind
they're
of like a
freedom.
good group.
Yeah,
I
like they're
hope
freedom
so.
fighters
Yeah.
or something,
Yeah,
and
vigilante kind of thing.
Hope so.
so hopefully Vi is in good hands. And I think they have Kate too. I'm not sure, maybe not, because Kate was knocked out, right? Like she was injured too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
But I think maybe they were both taken, and Jinx was upset when Vi was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that was out of concern, and she was frustrated because she wants to be with her sister. Like she does love Vi, but she's so messed up with her past that.
she sure is.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she had so much, trauma happen in her life. I mean, even just growing up in these times, and you accidentally killed almost your whole family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and then taken by Silco. So I mean, she's had so much trauma
Yeah.
that she just can't handle it. And being so young, immature, she's just so volatile. So she's not gonna weather whatever Vi's gonna say about Caitlin to her. I don't think she's gonna take it very likely, and just listen and I understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, and I don't know. So I think we should just get into this and see what's going to happen, because I want to know what Vi's interaction with the Firelights are going to be like if she does know any of them. And I'm curious about that guy again that was, dwelling way underneath the city, and he helped Kate get the Shimmer to help Vi, and he was a friend, which I think is that guy from the first episode, again, I talked about last time,
Right.
who was trying to get his pay from those two people, and they tried to jip him, and he's like, no, this is only half of what you're supposed to give me, and then Vander stepped in and said, no, you have to honor your agreements, and blah, 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 so.
And so many people are addicted to it.
Yeah.
Thanks to Silco. I mean, they're so addicted to it. So
and it really
they're at his
changes
mercy.
you.
It sure does.
So it's not like just getting a high, like it physically changes you into almost like a
Scary.
monster.
Yeah, it is.
Monster, and then you get even more depleted. You're even more, helpless, really. You're just so
like a
addicted to
monster,
it
like
that
a
you're just
monster,
helpless and waiting for Silco to come back for more.
Yeah.
Begging.
Oh, boy.
And then just one drop can heal someone like Vi. So it does have really good properties as well, but it's just not good. It's just abused right now, and being abused and overused.
And poor Victor, too. What's going to happen to him?
Yeah, and his past as well,
Yeah,
like meeting up with that scientist guy who's been working with the Shimmer for a long time and working with the mutant, like the mutagen has to survive
Right, just
or
keeping
something.
it alive, the poor thing.
Oh,
Yeah, and so what's going to happen with Victor? So a lot of questions. Shall we get into it?
Yes.
Let's do it.
107. Oh, it's different. Huh.
I knew it was a mistake trusting you.
You've been a real picnic yourself.
I told you the truth.
Bullshit. What was that glowing stone? That's what I thought.
That's so scary.
Yeah,
Boy.
big time.
You shy or just ugly?
You look good for a dead girl.
Is that Ekko?
Echo?
Yeah. I was kind of hoping we'd see someone like, who survived? I thought the intro, the first one, was taking the place
Yes.
of this one.
I was like, oh no.
Ekko?
Is that your name?
What do you know about this? People change.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Are you working for Silco?
Between Silco. Jeez.
Missed you, little man.
She cut it out.
How long have you had those off?
I would very much like to see the device, the subjects, wither and rot. Perhaps the error resides not with your calculations, but it should provide everything one needs to survive a violent transition. I know the look of a doomed man.
Yeah, shirtless Jace.
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Marcus brought this to me. I tried taking it apart and it nearly killed me. Whoever built it knows exactly what they're doing. He was my mentor, Mel. And I betrayed him.
Everything you said about him was true.
First, I have to save Victor.
Where is he?
I don't know. He disappeared. He does that sometimes.
Try not to lose your nuts.
The Chem Baron scheduled an assembly.
I've had enough headaches.
It didn't sound like a request. She'll come to you.
What does that mean?
No.
I didn't lose her. They took her.
Ooh, she's stapling it. Very pretty.
Sun.
Wow.
Pretty cool, huh? Silco flooded the lanes with Shimmer. He didn't care what it did to people. If I just went with you that day, maybe none of this would have happened.
Or maybe you'd be dead. I know my sister.
Oh, that's a wonderful mural.
This
Oh my
is
god.
everyone
That's
we've
nice.
lost.
Still coughing up blood. Oh,
I don't think you took it yet, do you think?
no.
Thank you for alerting me.
Well, you didn't say they were from the Undercity. They're dangerous.
Don't you
I'm
know, like-
from the Undercity.
Uh-oh. Holy crap.
Oh, boy.
We're bleeding money, and for what? His dreams of rebellion. He's
Whoa.
losing control. Profits have been plummeting.
He's right. Merchandise is frozen at the border. Topsiders are too afraid to cross.
Better to have some trade than none at all.
The border issue is temporary.
Oh, she's getting a mask on. Uh-oh. I'd put a mask on if I were you.
Oh, boy.
Air so thick it clogged your throat.
Wow.
I gave you life. Purpose.
Wow.
Oh, boy, I tell you.
He's so used to it.
Yeah.
Will he?
Oh!
Wow, for him only.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay.
Good meeting.
Jeez.
Wow.
I've had word from our friends overseas. This threat from the Undercity is drawing attention. This arrived for you.
Is that her house?
Her parents. Don't get mad. Well, I can see why she'd get mad.
I know.
Oh, he
Mom
must
can
be
do that.
She usually does it for him. Oh.
I can explain.
Oh!
Move, silly.
Wow. This is scary.
She and the Enforcer are back for the crystal. Not for you.
She's so vulnerable. She just.
Oh yeah? Then what's this?
You got it. You have to let me take that back. Someone with the right knowledge could build any Hextech device. It's wrong what's been done to you. You'd be well within your rights to keep it.
It's good. He needed to hear that.
I hope so.
One condition. I'm the one who gives it to them.
Okay.
It's been suggested that they may have found a way to utilize the gemstone. That would mean they've turned it into a weapon.
Heimerdinger would never go for this.
Heimerdinger's inaction is what brought us here. You said so yourself. The peace is already broken, Jace.
Oh no!
Oh no! It's got in him. Shoo.
It's close.
I'm worried I have to do something I never thought I would.
Oh, he's gonna really. Oh my god. Can he survive? It's too easy. He's glowing, so he's gonna stand out.
Don't get yourself killed.
She's a good sister.
Are they gonna separate?
No promises.
Oh.
Who's looking at them? Jinx.
Oh,
so
yeah,
now she's gonna take it negatively.
Yeah, Kate's gonna be the biggest obstacle between them.
What the hell is this?
Show me.
Oh, don't. I don't know. They don't know about him. No!
No! It ricocheted. It hit something metal.
I told you to leave this alone.
So freaking wrong.
Darn. Only she could just.
They smart.
Oh, with the
There's a
bombs!
Jinx!
Oh my god.
Oh my god, all of them?
No way! Hope he's okay.
Oh, I hope so.
No.
Okay, it didn't penetrate far.
Oh,
Oh god,
Caitlin,
she's gonna go
just
right
lay
to
down.
her. Come on!
Oh no.
No! No! Oh, Ekko, please survive this. We just got you back. Yeah.
Good.
Don't turn your back though.
Go.
Don't keep fighting.
Go
Don't
show it
sacrifice
to him.
yourself.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, look who it is.
You two
The
recognize
boy
him.
savior.
An epic fight. That's what they used to play.
Oh, yes.
But yeah.
Good. Wow, he's fast.
Yeah. Wow, this is so sad and crazy. For both of them?
Both.
Oh no.
No, throw it off.
Holy crap! I don't know. I think she survived. I hope Ekko survived though.
Yeah.
I mean Jinx too, but
Yeah,
still, like,
Yeah, she.
powder back.
Oh, that's it. Oh gosh.
What a way to end it!
Wow. Yeah.
I love the different
Oh,
animation
wow.
styles. They're so fun. I mean, I'm in denial. I'm hoping Jinx didn't die. I want her to come back as powder if she
Ekko
can a
too.
little bit.
I
at
mean,
least.
that
And
last
Ekko, I
moment,
definitely
I
want.
think she was just so conflicted that she was like, I don't know what's right, what's wrong. I'm just way too out there to even conceive that he's bad or good or.
She's way too confused.
We don't
I
have,
mean, even
yes.
fighting
and
Silco
she's
and
like, I just have to
threatening
end it
him.
all
Yeah.
with both of us because
Oh, I
that
just
was the
hope
easy
they're
way.
both okay.
It's so sad.
yeah.
I mean, that whole scene at the end with the flashback of them, but not just a flashback. It was very artistic, you know, where it was very different style and just the music on top of that, and seeing them as children, you know, actually
it was
practicing
perfect,
and shooting and
to see how they did it, how they played that game when they were younger, and to actually see it being played out in reality.
Yeah, like life or death kind of thing, and
right, like
so freaking sad, incredible, but very, very sad.
Very sad.
I love seeing Ekko back in the picture. I kind of thought we would recognize
and they were good.
someone.
The Firelights are good.
Yeah, doing good and trying to survive. And, you know, things aren't really mixed up, honestly, because even Kate explaining, like, her side and what she knows, and Vi actually standing up for her, saying, like, this is what she knows, and she is good.
Exactly. Just like everybody. Just like Jinx. This is all she knows. I mean, she was brought up, you know, by Silco. This is all she knows.
Yeah,
and
can't
she's
trust
thinking
anyone.
everybody, you know, she thought Vi was dead.
Yeah. And we had an assumption from how it's been going that Jinx was going to threaten Silco in some form, but it was still very terrifying.
It was, because she was really ticked off. She said, you told me my sister was dead. And he created a monster, really, of sorts.
Did,
I mean,
definitely.
The poor girl, I mean, I do feel so bad for her, how she was, you know, betrayed by him, and he, you know, taken over, you know, but she's becomes this great soldier of sorts, and everyone's afraid of her, even the people on her own side.
And she's super intelligent. Like, she can, you know, build things. She's really good at inventing, like, these bombs.
Victor, who's brilliant. He's like, this bomb is very primitive, but it's like, it's so intelligently made that she uses what she can.
Even Jace said that it almost killed him when he first opened it up.
That's right.
You know, so that was pretty incredible. And when Victor was looking through it, I mean, there was still a panel there that had another fail-safe or something where it was going to have another fail-safe.
That cord and
it was going to go anyways. So that was pretty scary. And so Jinx is very intelligent. And, you know, Silco really just making himself vulnerable because he knows, like, how he has to gain Jinx's trust, and being like, you know, it's you and me against the world pretty much, and how he's just like laying there and he won't do anything, and she just, you know, because he knows he has to talk to her at that point, because there's no way he's going to get out of that if he tries to say anything else. So he just has to submit and be like, it's just you and me against the world, but I need you to build that machine or something, or that weapon or whatever. So that's insane. So what kind of big weapon are they building? I know they wanted the crystal.
Wanted that gem so they could, you know, create Hextech for bad.
Yeah, and her hideout area with a big fan and stuff. Like, I kind of wonder if that's going to be the base of the weapon. I don't know, because that's where she was working with those runes that one time, and we saw all the energy connections, and she was happy about it, because that's when she accepted Jinx and, you know, gave up on Powder, and then it's like she kind of like opened up that, you know, other way to connect to it or work with it, so she wasn't clouded by her past. But yeah, it's pretty insane. I mean, I feel sick to my stomach how things are going, but, you know, we kind of figured that it was going to get worse.
Oh, sure.
Now the Undercity's going
all over the place, and the whole thing is there's a lack of communication everywhere, and you don't have time to explain yourselves. You know, you have Jinx overlooking them over the bridge, and all the fireflies really are just, you know, firelights are just covering surroundings. So she's already has this whole control over the situation. She has control over killing everybody instantly.
What a weapon.
Firelights are bombs.
Yeah.
Well, so those firelights, I think she based her weapon off of firelights, but they had firelights mixed in with her weapons. I think that's what it was.
Because they're bio, they're alive.
Yeah.
So they're even just touching that blood in the beginning, like it took over. It got very glowy when they were over in with Silco's, I think, his lab or his office, and then it went over to where Vi was. So they're all over the place.
Yeah.
So I think it just takes over a little bit of, you know, because they're alive, but they're taking this. I don't know if it's the Shimmer or if it's just part of this Arcane.
I don't know. I mean, I think the firelights are actually just like an insect, maybe with magic or something. I don't know, because we kept seeing them, but then Jinx like was inspired or something and made weapons, like mechanical little machines that kind of fly.
Oh yeah, separately, and they only went on where we saw the enforcers bringing up their guns. She's like, okay, I'm going to put one on every single one that has their guns pointed at them. Yeah, to stop them. And it's so crazy because Marcus, you know, he's doing what he has to survive. Everyone's doing what they have to survive, but unfortunately, this whole ending was all miscommunication. You know, everyone thinks everyone else is the enemy.
Yeah, a perfect song, right?
Yeah, and that's the whole that's the whole show. Is like everyone.
It's insanely incredible on how like there's no like true good, true evil. Like people are trying to get by, and I really do, because I don't talk about Jace enough. I really do like him and Victor a lot, and they really do want to help people. And Jace too, like he really wants to, and I really saw, because I judged him from the start. Like I like Victor a lot, but just because Jace, you know, he has this talent and he wants to do good, and he's naive in the beginning when he had to go to court or whatever, and they were going to banish him, and then Victor, you know, wanted to help him. I immediately was just like, okay, well, he's going to be the bad guy. He's going to manipulate everything.
Yes.
But he's the one, even though he's doing things because he's desperate, because he's dying, he still has it in his head. Our science is for good. Like, we're not here to be soldiers to fight. And Jace is actually thinking that they might have to. And honestly, right and wrong, what is really the right answer to that?
And even going to Mel, because you do, and Mel is really good.
Yeah, I like her too.
Council person, and for her to be a good support, but she's like saying, here, we have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. Definitely. Like she wasn't doing it sinisterly. She was saying, you know, we have to be prepared, because if we're not, they're going to take over. Silco's going to take over.
Yeah,
Silco is the enemy.
He is, you know, and again, he was intertwined. He was mixed in with the enforcers, and Kate actually hearing that, like, oh, you're wrong. I can't be. Like, look at Marcus. And he really, I felt bad for Marcus that he died, and he had a daughter, and, you know, and he had no choice. Like, since in the beginning of the show, like, when he made that agreement with Silco, not realizing how far it was going to go, he had no choice after that.
He had no choice, but right from the beginning, he didn't have to go underground either and go against Grace. I mean, he thought he was going to, you know, go in and out and not be so invested in this, and he has to now.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. Like right from that initial time when he agreed with Silco to help him, that's when he was tied into it and he couldn't get out of it.
My gosh.
You know,
yeah,
all the
you
way
can't
to
just dabble in it and do what you want to, you know, for your favor and get out of there.
Like how terrifying is that? Like you are, you know, you're supposed to be able to protect the city, like you're chief of police or whatever, and you're fully controlled.
Exactly.
You're being terrorized.
So, you know what? Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry he died, but he did it himself. You know, he didn't realize it was going to go this far, but you know, if they find out you have a vulnerability, they're going to go after whatever you want so badly, and he has a daughter.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to think of those things, those consequences.
It's very sad, and Silco actually being in there with the daughter threatening. It's just very scary. It's like, what do you do? Move? I don't know if they can. We don't know much about the planet, you know, so I don't know if they can move too. But yeah, it's very scary. So, just to throw it out there, do you think Powder will ever come back? A little bit at all?
I saw her at the end. I saw her eyes. It was her. I think she wants to. And she's very vulnerable. She's, you know, she's very vulnerable right now. She you can just say a couple of words to her, like Silco said a couple of words to her, and she goes right to him. She's thinking, and she's always fighting with herself. She's always fighting against, you know, her voices, and she just can't. She's just
I think Powder is still
uncontrolled.
Yeah, and that's why she's struggling so much, you know.
Definitely.
And I really want to see, and I know it's not going to be like, you can't always get a happy ending, but I really would love to see like Vi and Powder, even though she might be mixed with Jinx still. I mean, even a little bit come back as Powder's would be great, but I want her to really kind of come back as much as she can, and I know Vi has to help her with that though, and it'll be a long development. Like
and Ekko, I think
for a while.
Ekko,
I think Ekko's alive. I really do.
I really hope so too. You know, I mean, I love Ekko, and again, it was such a great surprise to see him in here. And I love that he's good. I kind of thought he would be anyways. You never know. Like, look at Jinx again. But I am happy that he has this team of freedom fighters. And random thing, but I know we saw that other species, like the cat bat species, I don't know what they're called, but I really like that species too. And we don't know much about this world besides what we've seen on the show already. And I know there's games or something with this, so I think it was Riot Games, so I'm just kind of assuming. But I'm sure there's a whole, a lot of lore out there that we're not aware of. But I am curious about like the different species. Is this kind of like an Earth planet? Like, it's supposed to be Earth, but a different, realm. Or, I don't know. But I'm curious, and I do love seeing the different species, and even look at Heimerdinger and how he is. And I think I don't think we're going to see the end of him either, because we saw a glimpse of him really quick in this episode. That he's going to have to do something, and I think it's going to be sad. Again, we know nothing. We're completely blind to the show, but I think it's going to be sad where he's going to have to sacrifice himself. He's old. He's been around for 300 and something years, and he's been warning them about not, messing around with the magic too much. And, now that he's been dismissed, or he's been forced into retirement, I feel like he's going to come back when things get even worse, and he's going to sacrifice himself in some way.
Yes, or he's going to be saying, "I told you so."
Yeah, like we're going to say, that's all. That's all he's going to do. Yeah, maybe. I mean, the poor guy. And Jace, honestly, Jace feels bad about that whole thing.
He really does.
He was right, but
he really does.
I don't like that he did that. But
and Victor took the shimmer. And he put it right in that spot, and we didn't see what happened to him.
Yeah,
so
that's scary too.
I think he's gonna just be like Silco. Apparently, he needs the shimmer in his eye, so it doesn't decay, because it was really getting decayed there. So now we're seeing that those parts of where you put it, that's where it improves greatly, but it's going to decay more.
Yeah. And maybe that's like the weakness you have to put it in to heal, because when we saw those glimpses of Silco drowning, because Vander was like strangling him, it looked like his eye was bleeding, so maybe he stabbed him or something, and that's like his weak point that was killing him too, besides drowning, and that's why he has to put it there. And then we have Victor with that brace on his leg, and that's like, he has a limp and everything, so maybe that's like the weakest part of his body that he's putting it in. And he had the runes drawn all into his leg, and was working with the magic there, that Hextech stuff. So I'm like, he totally upgraded. He did something that's not good. I mean, he's trying to do something good, but I think he's going to be some kind of ultimate like wizard or something.
Wow.
Yeah, or at least he's physically going to improve.
I think so.
And then he's going to have to continue to take the shimmer to stay alive.
Probably.
Because it's going to decay again.
But now he mixed in again, the blood with the Hextech.
Right,
And it was,
so
it was
he might
going
even
into
get
that, like
more
the plan. So I think it's going to be even more extreme, and I think it's going to be bad now where... I don't know. I always think the worst.
I know, because he didn't tell Jace he had anything. He got anything from his friend.
Because he'll understand, but it's going to be too late at that
understand,
point.
but
really
he's going to tell him after the fact.
Yeah.
Oh, I took this. I did get something from my friend.
You're right. There's so much miscommunication, and even now between close people like Victor and Jace, now they're not even talking about things, and Victor didn't even know he put up the barricade or whatever in the bridge. He's like,
exactly,
but he didn't know
and Jace is like, how is this gonna look? My partner's against me. I'm like, well,
it's all about communication. You have to communicate.
It's so interesting. I love this show because it's very, very detailed. It's very deep, and there's no true right and wrong a lot of times. Like, it's just...
And there's no time to communicate either. They have, things going on. It's like, this knee-jerk reactions where, okay, they're acting and we're going to react, and we don't have time to make each other understand. And it's... Good thing that Ekko and Caitlin talked. Okay, I have a friend in the council, so they're going to try to get this.
And Ekko wanted to go there too, which I think is great. It should be like that.
Yes, because then he can make him understand that, hey, that's perfect. Ekko that's being a great leader, but hopefully he's alive. And
I hope so.
I mean, that was scary too, where they had that barricade, and like earlier. and everyone's like really fighting. It's getting really hostile, and then there's nothing at night, and they're just easily walking across. I'm like, someone's gonna be there. I mean, yes, we did have the enforcers waiting and stuff, but
you hit it. You Jinx was there. Like, this is too easy.
Yeah, so even though it was kind of planned out with Jinx being there and Marcus being there, I'm kind of like, well, how did that work out? But then Marcus, again, he's a main guy in the police. He's chief of police, so he can probably just say what he wants.
Yeah, and it makes sense that they would be there to protect, but
so that's probably why.
Yeah, and it's just a hiccup, just another detour, you know. And if he knew what the girls were gonna do, bring it right to Jace, he would have been out of the picture and just say, "Oh, well, we didn't know, we had some enforcers there to, to protect the bridge, but he didn't have to be there. He could have got himself out of that for Silco not to, reprimand him for not being there, But he was taken care of by Jinx.
Yeah, that was terrible. Yeah. And one good thing too is I like Vi and Kate together. They have good chemistry.
Yeah,
they care for each other.
Yeah, and give a deep hug.
Yeah, a really good hug. And then it makes me nervous about Jinx because she's very conflicted with her thoughts. And she does love her sister, but she also feels very betrayed and just hears what Silco says to her, that she's jealous now that she has another one closer to her than what they shared as kids.
Right.
That's right.
And unfortunately, when Vi was going back, I thought, okay, she's going to see she's coming back and she wants to, reconnect with me. She's going to try to find me. But it didn't happen because of what Marcus did. So it's like, damn, it would have been nice for Jinx to see her sister coming back. And I'm sure she saw her walking away. She did. But then she went to, try to save her friends. And she's like, oh.
I know, it can't be easy, right? Because she's helping her friend who's really injured because of Jinx. And like, oh, you're helping her. And I know, she hurt her intentionally because she's an enforcer too. But and she's jealous of her. But the fact that Vi's helping her, she just can't see beyond her jealousy. Yeah. Right. It's sad. So fingers crossed. I'm hoping it'll get better, but it's gotten really bad, even worse.
For sure.
So Ekko, I hope you're okay. So happy that he's in the picture again.
Jinx is okay too.
I really do hope so too. I feel bad about saying that, but I kind of figure that she will survive. But you never know.
I think Powder's in there.
Yeah, Powder's is struggling a little bit.
I really have to say that I'm so proud of Ekko for because he was just such a vulnerable little kid when we last saw him, and now he's really a great leader. Yeah. He really is.
He is. Mm-hmm.
And to have that space for a lot of people, and he said, if one seed can grow from here, we can live here.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah,
so that's wonderful.
He's great.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that too. He really did turn out to be such a great, wonderful person.
He did, and he was so impressed by Vi getting out of.
That was a good being tied up. I love that.
Like, how did you do that?
Like, you never used to stand up to me, and she was just so happy and hugged him when she was free. That was perfect. That was good too for him to be like, oh, she could attack me at any time, and she didn't.
Yes,
still a friend.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah,
big sister kind of thing.
Yeah, I love those moments.
Yeah,
you can really feel it in this show too. Very good. So thank you guys so much for watching. Can't wait to see more. And we'll see you very soon as always.
Bye.
Bye guys.